Welcome back to another edition of the What's the Play podcast. I'm Christian, here with JB, Brian, SportsFan, and we are finally back with another full group episode. Brian has really been, doing this thing with the Brian's deductions, and, we decided that, we got to pull our weight. So we decided to come together as a group and record an episode. Caleb is, of course, behind the camera. Brandon and Nate are, we'd be remiss to not mention them. They are in their locations working on whatever they're currently working on. They'll be back soon, though. Trust and believe. We never lied to you. But we just wanted to get into this episode. In-season tournament. It's getting down to elimination games are coming up soon for the in-season tournament. And we just wanted to talk to you guys about that so far. So let's jump into it. Brian, what you got for the in-season tournament so far?
So, obviously, like Christian just said, the group stage finished yesterday. So the group winners for the East were the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Celtics, and the wild card was the Knicks, which JB did predict correctly. And then on the West side, it was the Lakers, the Pelicans, and what was the third team?
You got a corset on.
Lakers. Oh, it was Lakers, Kings, Pelicans.
Kings. There it was Lakers, Pelicans, and the Kings, who had a thrilling game between the Kings and the Warriors for that last spot. And then the wild card was
Suns.
The Suns. Thank you.
No problem.
Because of point differential. So I guess first to start, what are your feelings about the tournament, just in terms of how the games have gone, the tiebreakers, anything? Just how have you guys felt watching it now that we have a month's worth of evidence?
I don't know if it's just like, I guess, the money reward. I know for some players the money reward actually means a lot. Some players have come out and said it, including LeBron, which is really confusing me. But I remember hearing that LeBron is basically a cheapskate, so I'm guessing that makes sense for him. But it's interesting to see how some players actually really do care about it and they're actually trying to win these games. And some teams just didn't care at all. You could tell by their record in those games. But it's interesting to see, especially with the courts and just the mood that all the games brings, the energy that it brought. Even though some of them courts are ugly as hell.
Any courts in particular? Or?
Ugliest court? That's a good question. I'll come back to me.
It might be Indiana.
I'm thinking. I was about to say that, but I want to make sure. Somebody court is straight red. I'm trying to remember who it is.
That might have been Miami.
Miami. It's Miami.
Yeah, that shit like they was playing in hell. I said, what the hell's going on here? What?
I think that for the in-season tournament, I mean, I basically just repeat everything Jalen just said. Like,
you could.
There's just a lot more excitement going on, which is what we've been needing for the regular season for the past couple years now. I think it's interesting. We can talk about the DeMar DeRozan incident with the Raptors when Pascal Siakam was trying to go for the point differential and shot the three towards the end of the game, even though they're already pretty much sealed to win. And that whole unsportsmanlike conduct thing, I never really got with that. I mean, play to the clock is zero, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that brings another factor of like competitive edge and like I said, making the regular season games watchable, more watchable at least, instead of, marquee matchups. That's all I got.
That was DeMar that did it?
No, he didn't do it, but he was
he had a problem with it?
Yeah, he was upset because
that's fine. Didn't he confront Jeff T?
He confronted Lance Stevenson as well.
It was Lance. Yeah, it was Lance.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker called Jeff T good. I ain't gonna say what he said.
Yeah,
well, the Bulls had a
this is the worst one. The Pelicans one.
Oh, yeah, stanky.
The Pelicans.
I said before CT goes, I mean, there was another incident yesterday with the Bulls and the Celtics where they were hacking Andre Drummond to make sure they kept
that was actually absurd. But
keep the points. In the third quarter, they were up by like say 27-30, and they had to win by 23 in order to. They had to win by 23 to pass the Magic for point differential because the Magic had beat them.
The Bulls had to.
No, the Celtics. The Celtics had to win. The Celtics had to win by 23 or more in order to have a better point differential.
Okay.
Because Orlando had beat them, and then they needed the Nets to win, and the Nets took care of business later in the night.
Gotcha.
But they were up by like 27-30, and they started hacking Andre Drummond, to get stops and try to build the lead more going forward. So at one point, Billy Donovan went and talked to Joe Mazzulla about it, and then I'm sure they had a quick conversation. Joe was like, this is for point differential or whatever.
Right.
And then I think they stopped at some point, but it was a situation where they were trying to make sure they had enough points so that way they wouldn't have to worry about maybe potentially a late run from the Bulls that might knock them out or something like that.
I'd love to be a fly in the wall in the locker rooms whenever the coaches are talking to the players prior to these in-season tournament games, especially the ones that are towards the end of the group play, just to hear how much they're actually emphasizing the whole point differential thing. Like, is Joe Mazzulla talking in the locker room saying, not only do we have to win, but we have to beat these boys by 23 if we want to advance in the in-season tournament? I really want to see how serious the coaches are making it seem to the players, which I think that'll show how much the players will be able to take it serious down the line. Because I think if the coaches are making an emphasis, the players will play to the point where the coaches are trying to see the output from. Because you have some coaches who are taking issue, like you mentioned, Billy Donovan was having an issue with the whole structure of how the Celtics were doing things yesterday. But then you have other coaches who are leaning right into it, trying to make sure that their team is having success. So I'd really be interested to see the differing strategies between the different types of coaches and how they feel, whether it's violating sportsmanship or the people are really chasing those in-season tournament seeding spots, because Joe Mazzulla clearly seems to care about the in-season tournament.
You said
Billy Donovan, who has a bad team, probably takes offense to it, and it's like, was he really taking the in-season tournament serious to begin with?
Yeah.
This is the second instance with the Bulls, like you mentioned, DeMar DeRozan and then the Billy Donovan thing. I don't think it was as tense yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, Billy just walked over, and I think Mazzulla was mouthing like point differential or in-season tournament stuff like that. But I feel like Billy Donovan, you the coach, you should understand why they're doing it. Like, teams don't just hack a Drummond up 30 for no reason.
Right.
So it's like it's really no reason for you to even walk up to him and see why he's doing it. So I'd be interested to see the differing strategies that coaches have going into it. And once the actual elimination games take place, we've kind of seen that stars have been playing more consistently this year, but I'm interested to see if a player has like a ticky-tack injury, if he'll try to rush back to the in-season tournament elimination game to play it.
fuck no.
I doubt it, but
If it's LeBron,
I'd be interested. Yeah, LeBron, the way he talking.
Oh, money hungry.
Yeah. That 500,000 turned into 150 in
That's
LA.
all I'm
So.
saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was a conversation. At least in the Warriors and the Kings game, you could tell that there was a conversation about it, because before the game started, they said that they asked in the locker room how much Minnesota had won by. So once they knew that Minnesota won by like 3, they knew that they had to just win by 12 or more in order to get in. And then you even heard on the floor Steph talking about like, okay, in order for us to win this game by 12 plus and try to win by like 20 or something, I got to stop turning the ball over and things of that nature. And then you even saw, I guess, in Candace Parker and some of the analysts were saying they felt like there was a situation where the Warriors were up by like 2, I want to say, and they like rushed up the court with like 38 seconds and almost did try to do like a 2-for-1, and then Draymond turned the ball over. So they were thinking that might have been because they were shooting more for point differential than just trying to win the game at that point, even though it was a 2-point game and they didn't. It was going to be a very, very tough chance of them winning by 12. So I think all teams were like aware of what they had to do in order to advance. So I think if your team was already out of it, kind of like the Bulls, then it was one of those things where you kind of obviously you took some offense to some things. I mean, Billy Donovan did, to give him credit, Billy Donovan did say he was fine with like them leaving the starters in and doing all that late in the game. He just didn't like the hack a Drummond situation. But yeah, I think that it's a situation where if point differential continues to be like the second tiebreaker pass head to head, then obviously everybody will be cognizant of it. But like you said, I would be interested to see like obviously the differing strategies if that continues to be a thing.
I agree. I mean, I enjoy seeing strategies. I think bringing that back to the game is exciting. I find it funny that it's the Bulls in these two instances because they're losing on both ends, and it's like you're complaining, but you're losing. Now, would you be complaining if you were? Of course not. If they were winning, they would have nothing to talk about. But do you see issue with it happening if you're winning games? You're not hearing much from anyone else talking about the IST.
But like,
I like
it's easy to abbreviate it, man.
But
IST is not a good abbreviation. That sounds crazy.
My bad.
I just also think that it's also interesting as the Bulls as well because they in no man land right now. Like
pretty much,
they suck. The team construction is terrible.
Yeah.
I can't blame the coaching. I mean, I want to say the coaching is terrible.
You might be able to.
But I'm saying to the full extent, it's not only the coaching though.
Right.
Like a coaching change, I could fix anything or change much. So I think they just need to kind of hit that reset button ASAP. But it all depends on what they hear on the market right now. For Zach and Vucevic maybe, and maybe DeMar.
I feel like you got to move DeMar too.
They got to move.
If you're gonna move
everybody.
both of them.
The Bulls should clear house
Yeah,
completely.
Lil Durk.
Completely.
Even-
The players, the coaches. I mean,
let J. Cole play some games.
Nah.
I'm not blaming Billy Donovan for the lack of success for the team, but at the same time, we've had reports come out that him and Zach LaVine haven't had a great relationship for at least over a year now.
Yeah,
And if
because
you don't have a good relationship with your best or second best player, how do you expect to have a successful basketball team? So, but it's like you're never gonna pick the coach over the player, but it's like to still have them both in the same environment, and apparently they don't get along. You're just setting yourself up to not have any type of success.
Yeah, Zach LaVine was like stinking it up in the game last year. I think Billy benched him for like the whole fourth or something like that, and Zach didn't like that.
He wasn't hooping.
He was not
He was
hooping.
not hooping.
But I mean, I think they still lost that game anyway. So it was kind of like you bitch me for what? So it's like,
Well,
no.
I do want to say one last thing about the point differential. Now with
Of the IST,
of the IST of the IST. I feel like with teams coming into the game emphasizing point differential, which is something that we haven't really seen before in the basketball. It's usually just win lose game, right? Now, do you guys?
Have fun.
I'm gonna say draw, but
can we
I
talk? Can we
I
talk
don't
know why
about
he
how?
said
No,
draw.
yeah. Can we talk about how crazy it
Why would
was
he
that
say
he
that?
said that? Because there's
He must have been
it's
thinking
literally
football in that
impossible
situation or
to draw
to
in
draw
the
in
NBA.
basketball. I was
Why did
always
he
confused
say
by
that?
that.
that's funny.
Nah, that's why LeBron looked over like, oh, this nigga gotta go. This nigga gotta go.
Nah, this nigga tripping. But yeah, do we see that
Jordan Poole
kind of
airball.
leaking into
Oh, my fault.
no, you good, into sports betting? The teams making an emphasis on, okay, we got to hit these spreads.
No.
Really?
They don't care about parlays
That's-
enough for that to be the case.
That sounds illegal.
No, I'm not saying that the players.
It's
I'm not,
actually very.
I'm
the,
not
way
saying
you,
illegal.
the way you worded that, I'm
That
like,
sounds mad
okay.
illegal.
Let me. I'll try
I don't
to
think it gets
rephrase
any more illegal than that.
I'll try to rephrase it. I'm saying.
gotta hit
You're
these spreads.
fixing games and hit spreads.
No,
That's
I'm
illegal.
saying with us being aware of how many points each team needs to win by, rather than just winning games.
Oh, I got you. So you're saying
I
like
don't.
if we know that they need to win by 27,
Right.
the spread will be plus
Won't the
27
spread
and a half or
change
something. Yeah,
From what it probably would be if it was with a regular game.
Not really.
that makes
I
sense.
don't think it'll change
I think that makes sense.
But the teams going into the game know they have to have a certain amount of points to win the game.
Yeah,
Not
they
to
know,
win the game, but
but
they're aiming
they-
for a certain amount of points.
usually the better team usually wins anyway. So you
no,
just
but I think that's what he's saying.
But
The,
the
better,
spread,
if
not
the
the
better
money
team,
line, the spread.
if
Which
the
I
better-
know what you're saying.
I think
So, JG,
maybe.
JG,
but like
JG, take. So let's take the Celtics game from yesterday. They
Right.
knew they had to win by 23 or more.
right.
So what?
Did they
So
win by
JB,
23 or more?
yes, but JB's asking, would the spread at that point go from say maybe 13 to 23 because they know that people need to win by 23?
I think
I don't
if
think so.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be insane. To
if
bet some
the
shit
if
like
the point differential is a little more reasonable, maybe if it's like they got to win by 11,
Mhm.
maybe you increase the spread from 4 to 8 or something like that.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, if the spreads change like that, Vegas always knows. The spread changes like that, the team just won't reach it. Because then at the same time, you also have the team who they're playing against. Maybe they're coming out trying to make sure that team doesn't make it. Because
Good
nobody
point.
wants to get doored by 23.
Good
So
point.
it's like maybe the Bills were not the Bills, the
Whoa.
Bulls. The Bulls were coming in making sure that they didn't get beat by 23. Clearly that didn't happen. But I'm sure there's been scenarios where in this tournament where the team that was being played that was trying to prevent the other team from getting to a certain point differential, they were coming in trying to make sure they didn't get to that. So that whole spread thing, I don't know if it's really changing because I think both teams are both may come in focused on it that the spread probably won't change as much,
So one more thing.
especially if it's at 20,
Yeah.
23 point
If
difference.
it's at 23, they're probably not
Nah,
beating
that-
that. But I'm just
That's not even, nobody's betting on that.
yeah. But so a tiebreaker situation that people were saying could replace the point differential would be basically if you're tied with another team, your overall regular season record would be the tiebreaker. What do you guys think about that instead of a point differential?
I like
the-
point differential.
That
though.
defeats the purpose of the end season tournament games. Then it's based off overall record at that point. So I don't think that's probably a good idea. And at that point, the best teams always make it. I thought this was usually, even though it kind of shaped up where the best teams still usually made it anyway. But it's like you kind of want to give them other teams that don't really have a chance to playoffs a chance to win something.
Did the Nuggets
Like
make it?
The Nuggets didn't make it.
Yeah.
The 76ers didn't make it. So there's a couple of
well,
teams.
teams like
76ers.
the Pacers and the Knicks, they have something to play for.
True. The Rockets too, because they almost got in.
I
The Rockets
they
didn't
coulda-
make it?
They could have
Nah,
made it.
they almost did, but
They-
they missed because of point
They
differential.
could have made it, but somebody you don't score too well.
Do we want to talk about that?
It's nothing to talk about. They know. If you watch, just go to Rockets Twitter. Type in Jalen Green. You'll see it.
Anyway,
He just said the name.
I didn't want. Damn it. I fucked up.
You don't gotta say who, Jalen Green.
Man.
Type. Jordan Poole. on my
They should
side.
just. I think they should shoot for it.
Shoot for what?
The point instead of point differential.
all right, be quiet.
Shut up.
Hey.
Come to the middle of the court.
Just one shot.
Austin Reeves, come on.
I was about to say, is he doing it like? Are we doing
Why
it like
the fuck would they
soccer?
pick
I
Austin
was about to say, we doing it like soccer, where we lining up,
Austin Reeves is not the best shooter on the Lakers.
Cameron Reddish, come on.
You be crazy to think LeBron gonna let Austin Reeves shoot that shot.
So,
I'm about to say,
so
so
LeBron's
we-
gonna shoot it?
so we
Yeah,
do-
LeBron.
yeah,
What if
LeBron
it's-
gonna
what if-
shoot
wait.
Hold on.
What if it's a free throw?
Mm.
What if
D-Lo.
no? What if they
D-Lo.
let the team pick and LeBron already steps up, so it's like you can't change it.
And
But
then they say
let,
free throw?
No, they let the other team shoot first, and they get to pick from where they shoot
and
from.
then they shoot a free throw.
And so, say they playing against the Mavericks, right?
Mm.
Kyrie walk up to the line and say, "I'm gonna shoot a free throw."
It's
Dang.
a rule specific.
What's LeBron gonna do?
Rule specific.
LeBron gonna have to shoot that free
I
throw.
think that'd be
Gotta
fun.
do it.
I think that'd be fun.
No, but I was
you
gonna
think
say, do you
LeBron
think-
would miss? Really?
But the way we're talking about it,
Okay.
do you think it would be like a soccer? Since we're already
Right,
doing
that's
soccer
true.
style
That's
stuff.
true.
Would you have like
A
your five?
one-on-one.
No. Well,
That's,
that's a nice thought.
After already playing a full game.
That's a nice thought. But since he said shootout, I was thinking your 5 best shooters on one side and your 5 best shooters on the
Wait,
other
what's
side.
this for?
Mm.
Tiebreaker?
Yeah. Instead of point
Mm.
differential.
That makes it look a little cartoonish.
Keep it point differential. Same as soccer.
No, I like point differential. I don't know why people are thinking of alternatives.
I think because they don't want people, because everybody's thinking about the sportsmanship of the game.
Their feelings are
Because
hurt.
even
Who
like
cares?
Drew Holiday was talking about it after, where he had kind of mixed
Drew
feelings on the
Holiday.
situation.
They literally, Drew
Mm.
Holiday,
Drew
Celsius. They literally
Oh my God.
did the All-Star draft in front of the players last year. They would be okay.
You.
Yeah, like
Not you.
I be worried to
Jokic
do
said,
it.
I'm getting
Yeah,
drafted.
He said, "I'm not getting
I'd
picked
be
like
worried to do that in like a PE class because they're kids, and so yeah. But these are grown men, 25,
Getting
26,
paid.
27 years
Making
old.
millions of dollars.
They be all right.
They're also egomaniacs.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That'll make them play harder, right?
That's a good point.
Hopefully.
Because if
some
you're
of them
really a
have
competitor, you don't want to get the doors blown off of you,
mental-
like you said.
Nah,
you never know.
Gotta,
Never know.
you're right.
Come
you're
out
right.
with an article in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. Sports Illustrated,
That's another one.
fake platform.
That's not an article in Sports
About the
Illustrated.
Players
they
Tribune,
use-
is that
they
the one?
use-
you
Ah,
said?
that's the one.
Sports Illustrated, they use AI writers now.
For real?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
believe you. I'm gonna ignore you because I don't
they.
think.
It's in the group chat, man. You don't read.
I'm glad I don't read
You
that. No.
see, because you an AI writer too.
The 2021 draft?
Yeah, let's talk about the 2021 draft
Why
because
would you
we're
wanna talk
eventually
about that?
we're eventually gonna get into the Pistons, right? Because I feel like whenever the 2021 draft, a lot of people are quick to slander. I feel like the one player never mind. The one player that they truly, are the go-to slander guy outside of Scotty Barnes and his antics.
Oh, man, never A word prepared.
No.
Yeah, you're tweaking, man.
I feel like a lot of
You're
people
saying
always
some
talk about Jalen Green, but I feel like if you really look at that class, has anybody truly reached the levels that you expect?
This
from
is
them?
year 3, correct?
I mean, this is year 3.
year 3.
I think Sagoon, Scotty Barnes.
We're not. Sengun exceeded expectations. I'm talking about people who
Scotty
had-
Barnes is definitely
Barnes is-
hitting his expectation. If
Scotty
not,
Barnes has exceeded expectations.
I think it's at
Well,
least
I
reached
think
it.
he's
what was your
reached it.
expectation?
Reached it. Okay.
He's reached it.
It's
Title,
for
I
year
thought.
3.
I feel like after Rookie of the Year 2 was a bit of a disappointment. I feel
Yes.
like this year he's,
Same thing with Jason Tatum.
I don't know if he's on that trajectory though.
But I'm not saying the point is I'm trying to say is
I
Tatum
like
had
Scotty's game. I made
JT
it
had
Scotty
a
Barnes
great
build.
Yeah, he
first
did have a good
year.
sophomore year.
JT had a slump second year, the third year. That's we kind
I
of
say year 3, averaging 19, 9, and what? Let me see.
like five.
5?
Oh,
I'll take that. I get it.
That's
It's a lot
That's
worse
pretty
in the
good.
draft
That's
class.
pretty
center
good.
numbers. That's
it is a
pretty
lot of
good.
worse. But then
I feel like at least I don't know if Chris is gonna go here, but like with somebody like Cade, I feel like part of the reason why he hasn't met his expectations is because he did miss that last year, most of last year. So
And his first year, outside of raw stats, his first year was not that good.
it wasn't.
Outside
But
of raw stats.
I agree. I'm just saying. I think him missing that second year, and now basically his third year being that sophomore year, you're not going to see that jump, especially when you're playing with a team where I feel personally, in order for Cade to be great, he has to have some spacing around him. And
That is true.
when you have Asar Thompson, Killian Hayes / Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren on the court at the same time. It's kind of hard to
And
be.
the roster construction on the Pistons are just bad. Like, I'm gonna say they ran to a similar situation with the Thunder, where we had too many players to develop, but unfortunately, Thunder had Shea, who was able to kind of take them over the top and kind of be able to have players actually fit around them. But the Pistons, they just have people they think could either have untapped potential or they could be rejuvenized. But yeah, Marvin Bagley. Then after you pick up Marvin Bagley, you trade for James Wiseman. We still have Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren on your roster.
Exactly.
Makes no sense. You got Killian Hayes, he's still trying to play. He's trying to start. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he could be a good backup at his ceiling, but like he's not good. You keep playing him over Jaden Ivey, who's not having the best season.
You think Killian Hayes could be a good backup?
I think
at his ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah.
Dude, how old is he? Y'all talking about at his ceiling?
But that's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't this like his fourth, fifth?
That's
I think he's
the
saying
point I'm
if
trying to make.
Killian reached his potential,
When
he-
is-
But that's the point I'm
He would
trying
be
to
a
make.
bench player.
Point I'm trying to make. You playing Killian Hayes over somebody who has a higher ceiling than him.
So let's think.
And Killian Hayes hasn't been that good.
Killian Hayes.
Yeah, this nigga-
What is this? Year 4? Year 5?
You're 4.
For
So year 4. Is Frank Ntilikina a good backup point guard?
he's a good role player. but
Has
not a
Killian
backup point
Hayes
guard.
at any point been better at basketball than Frank Ntilikina?
No.
he has certain aspects he can be better than man.
See, we keep talking about these.
Nah, he
aspects,
hasn't been.
man.
He hasn't been better. He hasn't.
Overall, no.
So what is Killian Hayes doing that makes him a good backup point guard?
He's saying at it.
Like
he
if you're
reaches
on
potential-
because good backup point guards are normally on decent teams at least. You
Yeah.
know, you normally find the good backups on the good teams. What is Killian Hayes contributing to a good team?
vibes.
Size. He's
Size
6'5".
at the point guard position.
He's 6'5".
6'5", play
I
decent
I
defense.
think he plays okay defense.
He played
got that
better.
There's a
Okay.
lot.
So
Of,
that sounds like Frank
and
Ntilikina.
he's
to this point.
I feel like Frank Ntilikina
he's a
is a better
serviceable-
version though.
I agree. I'm just saying
And
it-
he's not
it
a good
just
backup
sounds
point
what
guard.
you're
And
saying.
Killian Hayes also a serviceable playmaker.
Yeah. Compared to Frank Ntilikina.
Okay, so so playmaking defender point guard. Sounds like he does not need to be playing point guard.
Well, technically they haven't played it too, right?
I'm gonna
now.
say he's not playing point guard.
But y'all are talking about a good backup point guard.
I didn't say that.
No, he said
I
if,
think
he,
he can
if
be.
he reaches potential,
What is
he
the-
could be.
that's-
I don't know what
potential.
you're talking about.
I don't
His
know where
ceiling
the
for
ceiling
me
is coming from.
is French League All Star. Like he should not be.
But I
in
think,
the
but I think,
NBA.
I don't
but that's
think
Caleb's
it's
overall
awful.
point.
I don't think he's
know
getting
what the- I don't know what the
better.
ceiling
I
is
don't
for
think he's
Caleb,
getting
but
better than what Frank Ntilikina is right now. Is that
At
crazy
all?
to say?
He's
No,
worse
you're
than
right, you're
Frank
right.
Ntilikina.
At all.
I agree with you.
Wait, no,
I
talk about
I
at
do
all.
not
Now?
think he's getting better than Frank
Like, at
Ntilikina
all.
is right now. At all. No.
I agree.
I'm
I
not
agree
being
with that.
honest.
This
Like
is the
4
fourth
years,
year.
and he's not showing no.
But is he worse
progression.
than Frank right now? I need to know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he's
is.
worse than
He
Frank.
is.
He just
He is.
plays more.
I'm not gonna lie. I can name like Andre
Wow.
Barnes. I think is better.
Because Frank
I'm not sure they're
Frank
in
is a better
Jeff
defender.
T podcast right now.
Wow.
I'm so serious.
Frank is
I
a
don't know,
better
man.
defender.
Celtics Jeff
I
T
agree.
looked a little-
Frank is
little
also
nasty.
probably a
Hold on
better
now.
catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
I
Killian
gotta
can't
see-
shoot.
I gotta see the
Don't talk
numbers.
about that.
I
Killian
gotta
can't even
see the
shoot.
numbers.
We're not talking
And
about
Frank
that.
has
Something
more
to be
ability
championship?
guarding. I would say Frank can guard 1 through 3.
I agree.
I don't think Killian's guarding.
No, not
He
threes.
might be able to guard most 2s. I don't know if he's guarding 3s though.
No.
Threes, I don't know about
The
threes.
threes.
Like,
That's what
6'5",
Asar's there for.
you 6'5", but you're not guarding 3s. I don't care.
That's the thing. I feel like the Pistons have to find that 2 guard that can fit with Cade,
How
because
long
you
we
have
been
the guy
saying
in
this?
Asar who's
Zach LaVine.
No,
I
that's-
don't know about
that's
that.
rushing the
Asar,
process.
Asar's about to say Asar's great. I
Man,
agree with that
what's
too.
gonna happen?
If you think Zach is sad
If-
now and mad now,
If the
man, he
yeah,
touched that
if
Pistons
Detroit
squad, man,
isn't
it
Zach a
might
free
be
agent?
crazy.
I think he is after this
If
year.
it's
Detroit
contract
makes
year.
that trade, Zach doesn't resign. The whole front. First of all, the front office is likely being let go after the season anyway.
Really?
But if they make that
Nah,
deal,
they can't.
why can't they?
Because they just bring in
Troy Weaver.
Monty Williams.
Monty Williams.
That's like
Yeah, they're pretty much.
this they second
Wherever
year.
Monty
We
Williams
talking about
goes,
we talking about the front office though. Coach is staying.
It is
Talking
their
about the front
second year.
office.
Ain't the front office a part
Troy
of
Weaver's
hiring
been
a
there
coach?
for a few
But the
years.
thing is, you
They're
can still give.
connected.
We
He
still
was
give.
with OKC.
Oh yeah, Troy Weaver has been there for a few years.
3 years.
I don't think they're letting him go. 'Cause they just brought
However,
Monty.
though, the front office. I mean, the coaches can still stay with the front office gone because they paying Monty Williams a bag. And if they fire him, they still have to pay him the money. So I'd rather keep him, no matter if you fire the GMs and
The
that.
type of bag they gave Monty Williams, that feels like an ownership type of hire. I don't want.
That's a
I'm
good
not
point.
going to say the front office wasn't involved, but that feels like for you to give a coach that much money, because Monty is like the highest paid coach in the league, right?
I believe so.
That type of money, ownership had to be strongly involved, because that's not because Monty isn't a championship winning coach.
Right.
That's the type of money that you just see that just reeks of owner involvement, in my opinion. Because I don't know if that was the best coaching hire for them at the time. because we've seen some of Monty's deficiencies, especially once playoff basketball comes around.
Yeah.
So maybe they were just trying to give him a young team, see what he can do with that. But the type of money they gave him, that's like you're trying to have a coach who can lead you to a championship. I don't know if that's who Monty Williams is.
Yeah.
Especially not with this the way the roster is currently constructed. They have the big man, they have the point guard. Everything else in between, Asar, I don't know what position he's gonna play.
I think he'll be.
But
I think he'll be a
other
good
than
defensive
those three, in 3 years, I don't know if any of the rest of them are going to be on the team.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I think that you have to find that 2 guard with K, because Asar, I believe, is just going to be your defensive do it
He'll
all.
probably be the
defensive
3
wing, for sure. So at that point, I think that's why a guy like Bogdanovich was so valuable for them, because he was able to space the floor, create his own shot, and make things happen. So if they can find a guy like that, then
Why is Dwayne Cassie in this front office?
Dwayne Casey's in the front office.
And don't forget that Bogdanovich and Joe Harris been hurt for the past. So
That's a good point too.
Jalen Duren has also missed, I want to say, 7 games.
Yeah.
And he is their best big man. And then Wiseman and Bagley give them no form of consistency. Isaiah Stewart, you know who Isaiah Stewart is at this point.
Yeah.
I never understood
I
why
was about to ask why James is getting a whole bunch of DNPs if Jalen Duren's out. He's like hurt.
Because Wiseman isn't consistent. He'll give you, like, he'll show you the flashes like he did in preseason, but then he'll just do nothing on the court. He really wants to have the ball in his hands as a center a lot. So he doesn't really buy into the whole pick and roll, waiting in the dunker spot for the ball. He wants to be a heavy, involved piece of the offense, and that just isn't him at this point, you know.
So
he was drafted into a bad situation, and because of that bad situation, I guess he thinks he's supposed to. He moved to Detroit, so he thinks he's supposed to be this focal point of the offense. Yeah. Like, it's almost a DeAndre Ayton mindset.
That's what I was thinking.
And I don't think he's as good as DeAndre
crazy.
Ayton. Especially what we've seen from DeAndre Ayton this year. I haven't really checked on what he's doing in Portland recently, but the first month of the season where he was bought in defensively, buying in on the defensive glass, and he wasn't really leading them in scoring. I don't know if James Wiseman is doing that anywhere. You know, he's had plenty of opportunity there in Detroit, where he could be that true defensive big man. They gave him multiple opportunities, and he just has not rose to the occasion. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't have it, I don't think. And I think Marvin Bagley, he's just not consistent. You know, it's been like that for years.
How many years before he's out the league?
I mean, he's a 6'11"
out the league
big man, so they always keep a job. Them big men, they keep a job. I said 6'11". He's like 6'8". Marvin Bagley.
Nah,
okay, stop.
Nah,
Stop,
he can't.
stop,
We can't let
stop,
that.
stop.
We can't let
You
that.
can't
slide.
stay. Stop saying that.
Stop that. Stop.
He's not 6'9".
You can't just lie like
He
that.
feels like he's 6'9".
I really thought this
I'm
was
not gonna
whoa.
We fight
Pause,
against
pause.
misinformation.
I'm
We do not let.
Hey, that is kind of crazy.
Marvin Bagley being 6'9" was common knowledge.
Maybe
Common knowledge?
He's not 6'11".
He wasn't drafted at 6'11"?
He definitely was.
Drafted. Now he's 6'10". It just keeps dropping.
Wait a minute. He might
Let's look at NBA.com because they finally listed KD at 6'11". Give me a second.
KD was trying to beat them allegations, man.
But yeah, Jalen Duren, that's the center of the future. But I don't know how much he's giving them currently on offense. I think he's averaging 11 and 10, 12 and 10. That's cool. But outside of Cade, there's nobody averaging above 13 points a game. And Cade's shooting 40% from the field. I don't want to put that entirely on him. I'm not a Cade hater. I've been a Jalen Green fan. So the two have ran together their whole career. But I'm not a Cade hater. So that 40%, that's not a true 40%. When nobody else on the court can create their own shot, because Jaden Ivey wasn't getting minutes. Nobody can create their own shot. Nothing against Asar, but he's just not a shot creator at this point. Jalen Duren is not a shot creator at this point. There's nobody else on the floor, so the defense is centrally focused on Cade Cunningham. And like Brian said, he needs shooters around him to be the best version of himself, and there's nobody on the court who can shoot. Asar's jump shot is awful. They were starting Killian Hayes for the first part of the season, and then they run 2 big lineups. So that he's not really in a good position to succeed. So that 40%, the numbers, they don't look great, but it's not who he really is as a player. So it's not, you'd like to see those type of players rise above their circumstance though. But this type of situation, I don't know how many people are rising out of this. I think Luka may have shot like 42% in his third year on this type of team.
Shooting a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not much you can do without much space on the court. And Cade isn't a plus shooter yet, so that doesn't help.
I'm
He's
not sure.
a threat from
I'm not sure he ever will be.
And that's not his game. Isn't intended for him to be. You'd hope that he gets to around like 34-35%, but he's a 6'7" point guard who thrives going downhill and playmaking off of that.
Yeah.
And he has nobody to playmake to. So the threat of going downhill is more focused is the higher focus for the defense because they're not worried about who he's kicking the ball out to.
Yeah.
When you're kicking the ball out to Killian Hayes,
Everybody ducking their head, man.
Yeah.
They're like, they take a ball.
No, that was crazy.
Everybody ducking their head.
No, man.
I don't know, man.
That was good. Oh, I'm sitting here talking about help defense. He's talking about they ducking their head.
Man. He
I
passed
was
the ball
about
to
to
Killian
like,
Hayes,
build the
man.
wall like they do with Giannis.
They see Cade pass the ball, they get back on offense.
Get back.
Good
Big man get the
possession.
board. Big man get the board.
They just lost to the Wizards.
They did.
Crazy.
By
It wasn't
19.
close.
I just looked
By
at Troy.
19.
I looked at Troy Weaver Wikipedia, and that joint says on November 27th, 2023, the team set a franchise record for games lost in a row.
Damn.
Pistons fans are worried
Put it on
Weaver
him.
has sent
Right.
this team
Should've
into
known me.
sent this team into abyss. This is
Wow.
on
On
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
It's not even a quote. It's straight up like normal sentence. Like it's a fact.
That's
Like, it's
insane.
it's really crazy.
I mean, this isn't all his fault though. This team was not good before this. They were in that
It's
purgatory range before
Yeah.
he got
I
here.
mean,
But ain't gonna lie, this is like a
This
team.
is awful though.
But
Is
this
fourth
is
year? Yeah, it's
I don't
really
know. I
bad.
feel like he's been there for a while.
it's like
Was
his
he there when
team.
Blake
He's
was
overseeing the entire rebuild. I
Wait,
know
who
that.
was there?
Was he there when
Blake,
Blake was there? Blake and Drummond was on there.
Yeah.
Maybe the year after.
year after that
I feel
thing.
like this may be 5. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Oh,
I
he
just feel
probably
he's
got
been there
hired
for
like
a
right before he
while.
got rid of him.
I wish Brandon was here because
Was he here? Was he here before?
He got named
2020
June
happened.
18th, 2020.
June
so that was after
18th?
Blake.
We'll
did.
see.
Blake was
So
gone.
that was
Blake
during
there?
the bubble.
It was.
So what? This is 4th year.
Oof.
So he'll probably stay.
So he had the 2020 draft, the 2021 draft, 2020. That's enough time, man. I'm sorry.
Hold up.
I'm not saying enough time to form a contender,
His
but
first pick was
if you're come on.
It was 7
If you're 2-15 in your 4th year as a GM, you cannot just sit back and say it's not his fault. You didn't build. You spent 4 years, and what you've built over the 4 years
He's
is
tried.
2-15.
I don't know. It is basketball, so I like
He's
want to be more
tried.
lenient. But any other like league, you're getting fired.
I feel like part of it
Like,
might be
you're really
like
getting
Caleb's
maybe
injury.
not baseball. It ain't good.
Yeah, I was gonna say part of it might be
2-15.
like Caleb's injury point though, because like I don't think this is the greatest solution, and it just would change anything overnight. But let's say Joe Harris was healthy and he's playing the 2, you have a little bit more spacing. Now,
But
that's-
he's also tried. But it's like at the same time when he has tried, have we loved the things that he's done?
no.
Like outside of the Jaden Ivey pick was kind of like something most people expected because you kind of like that fit next to Cade at the time. The Killian Hayes pick, at the time, Killian Hayes was a lottery pick, so nobody really questioned it. But bringing in Marvin Bagley, James Wiseman, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, we was looking at that and we was calling it crazy at the time.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, you can say he's tried. It's like he was throwing a lot of darts at the dartboard,
Yeah,
at
it's
center,
like
but he did too much.
he did because it's like he's trying to bank on potential.
Yeah, he's trying.
so kind of like
treating
what the
it-
76ers
this
did,
is gonna
where
sound
they're trying to
crazy.
get a whole bunch of people.
This is gonna sound insane.
But like
he's
they
treating
all
this
play the
like
same
a-
position.
Like it's a rehab. What's the word? Rehabilitation center.
Oh,
Rehabilitation center.
It's like
No,
rehab.
that was too simple. Rehabilitation center.
There you go.
Big words.
Yeah. All these centers, Bagley and Wiseman, he's just trying to rehabilitate.
See
their
what they
careers.
got.
I remember. I do remember.
Killian Hayes, he's still trying to rehab.
Yeah, that was the same. I
He's
do remember
not.
before.
He's-
I do remember before the 2022 draft when we did our rookie draft. I suggested them drafting Shaden Sharp instead of Jaden Ivey because I thought Jaden Ivey was going to be a king at the time. But even though he's not the greatest shooter, do you think having Shaden there instead of Jaden Ivey might have made something?
Quick
Quick
question.
Since Shaden is
Quick
the
question.
better player, yeah.
Quick question: how did Bruce Brown end up on the Nets? There was a free agent, or did he get traded there?
I think he got
agent.
traded.
Oh,
Well, I hope it was.
I thought it was free.
Because of the trade,
You might be right.
he got traded going into the.
I'm about to say basketball
2020s.
reference will tell you the
He got
transactions.
traded going to 2020 season. Where they shade transactions at? If you don't
They should
mind
have
me
kept
asking?
During the
Bruce Brown,
2020
Yeah,
season,
let me see.
No, he got traded like leading in. So he played the whole season with the Pistons. That 2019,
Yeah.
2020 season.
oh,
I didn't know they showed on him.
What they trade him for?
Let me see.
son.
Part of it's a 3-team trade. Oh,
Oh, the Sadiq Bey trade.
yeah.
I remember
So,
that. Okay.
who? Sadiq?
Sadiq
why did they
Bey.
trade? Is
Atlanta?
what's Sadiq Bey doing it in Atlanta?
Huh?
Not a
City
whole
Bay?
lot.
Sadiq
know
Bey.
a lot.
Yeah.
Bruce
I
Brown
think
was a
he's-
part of
I
that
think he's
trade.
Damn,
in
this-
PT, but I don't
this
think he's
trade
doing a
is-
whole lot.
Who did
Wait,
they trade?
that's
So
a
they
lot in
traded-
this trade.
who
It's a
did they trade
3-team
Sadiq
trade.
Bey
It was
for?
Luke Kennard.
But Bruce Brown wasn't
The-
part of that trade.
Yeah, the first trade was Sadiq got traded to he got traded to
To the Pistons.
the Pistons.
From where?
He was a pick at a time.
He was where?
He was
A
a
draft
pick. He was a
pick,
draft
draft
pick. for the Nets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Sadiq Bey though. What did they trade him for last year?
Nothing. No, they traded him for Wiseman.
Wiseman.
Wow.
Atlanta had him. Atlanta traded.
Oh, Atlanta had him?
Atlanta traded for Wiseman.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
It was three team
I
trade.
know Sadiq went to
14
Atlanta,
did.
but
It was 14.
man.
I like Sadiq's game.
Man.
Bey's game.
If
I
he's
don't-
still on this team, man, I don't know, man.
I feel like this is the type of player, like, if you really want to treat it like a rehab center, I don't want to say his that was crazy. I don't want to say that his career was dwindling. He wasn't having a great season last year, but it's like this is the type of player that you probably try to keep around because it looks like he could be a fit next to your
For his
number one
role.
pick.
Absolutely.
just for his role.
3-and-D wing. You know, maybe the defense wasn't there at the time, and maybe the 3-point shooting wasn't as great. But you keeping Killian Hayes on the roster, I feel like maybe you try to get Killian Hayes for Wiseman. I don't know if they would have accepted that, but
But you tried.
I don't know why they were so eager to trade away Sadiq Bey. Like he had a contract extension coming up.
I think because of that. They didn't want, but they already paid him. They gave him an extension.
They gave him an extension?
I think Pistons gave him an extension.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Then they got rid of him.
Yeah, I think they did,
It's
and
time
then
to
they
get
traded
paid.
him to Atlanta.
I
Like
may
the
be
season
wrong
after.
though. I may be wrong. Check that for me, JG.
We need
What am I
Nate
checking?
here for the
Sadiq
Sadiq
Bey.
Sadiq Bey
Sadiq Bey
contract when he signed it.
Salaries.
Would that be under?
It might say it under
salaries?
transactions.
Oh, I
too.
see.
Yeah, it's just a lot of moves that
When he
Troy
signed
Weaver
it.
has done that just either he's
Might want to
doing
try
too much, or
Is this an
Just-
extension? It's not just his normal rookie contract.
he's probably on still on his rookie deal.
It's normal rookie contract, right?
I think he got an extension. That's why he got an
He was
extension.
drafted.
It was it a 1 year?
He signed a
extension?
rookie scale contract. Yeah, he still got his options
Yeah.
according to
Ah,
the
so he
basketball
extended
reference.
yet.
He hasn't been
He
extended
has a
That's
team.
probably
He has a
thinking
T
about them-
option
they want
going
him.
into
because he's
this
being
offseason.
paid. Because he's getting paid $4 million this year according to basketball reference, and then there's still a 23-24 option.
But they saying they didn't want to pay him, but he wasn't playing to the point where he would demand a big contract.
In 2024, that contract would be sizable.
No,
But I think
the
he
way
said it
he was
wouldn't be
playing at
max
the
eligible,
time.
though.
I'm not saying max, but he could definitely command a good amount of
So
money.
you'd rather give that money to James Wiseman?
I would not. I didn't trade him.
No, but I'm saying because that's basically what you're doing because both would be up for the contract around the same time.
Correct.
So it's like
Correct.
I would rather, and you already had Jalen Durant.
That's
this
the
is just
biggest
making
thing.
me
You
so
already had
angry.
Jalen Durant.
They already had Jalen Durant, and they
Yeah,
were trying to,
Jalen
like,
Durant.
and they had Bogdanovich running the 4, so it wasn't like you needed a 2 big lineup.
They
I
had.
forgot Bogdanovich just running the 4. Yeah.
But they had Jalen
That team's
Durant,
gross.
Isaiah
Oh.
Stewart, and Marvin Bagley playing the same position already, pretty much during that time. So it didn't make no sense. So yeah.
A lot of reclamation projects. Man.
There we go, reclamation project.
That's what you're trying to say?
No, I was really trying to say rehab.
Okay. I got a question for y'all. You talked about who you spoke? James Wiseman. Getting drafted to the wrong situation. What's another player in recent history y'all think got drafted to the wrong situation, but they were somewhere probably with a better fit, it turned out better for him? Like for example, Tyrese Halliburton, if he stayed in the Kings, like that probably wouldn't reach where he is now, unless y'all think otherwise.
Probably not, because he would have been sharing the ball with De'Aaron.
Well, I feel like
Unless De'Aaron's getting
King,
traded
yeah, I
too.
was about to say the Kings were gonna move one of them eventually.
Right.
But I think a lot of the Kings picks, I mean, not even
How
to
far
the
back
level.
Let's go back. It's 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever you started
Damn,
watching
that-
I
basketball.
don't think that's recent.
Bad far back.
That's recent.
Oh.
I don't think that's
10
recent.
years back, 2013.
Like John Wall's out the league. It's-
I would say
basketball?
I would say Fultz just because of his situation with Philadelphia, but I don't know what other team he goes to, and it's just like
Yeah. I don't
his
know about
trajectory
that
is.
It's a bad situation that messed up their career.
one. Yeah.
Nerlens Noel.
Yes,
No.
That's a good one. That's
Not-
a,
Go well. He started it though. He started the process.
he did, but then Joel got there that next year.
Yeah.
and Okafor was there.
Dennis Smith
What is he
Jr.
doing nowadays? Where's no doing?
Dennis Smith Jr. was another example.
That's a good one.
He got drafted and they drafted Luka the next year.
Dennis Smith Jr.
So
No,
I find-
we
Malik
bring up
Monk-
Dennis
Malik
Smith
Monk to
Jr.
Charlotte.
every year.
I
somehow.
don't know
Dennis
man.
Smith shot
I don't
39%. He had that year with the Mavericks.
Charlotte
Do
was
y'all really think Dennis Smith has potential? Or y'all just see how
No,
much
him.
he's rap
I
like?
believe always him.
Are y'all
I
like,
just bring him to
Not this year.
I didn't bring up DSJ.
I believe the DSJ his
Who,
first
J.
2-3
Cole?
years.
But he had that first year as a lead guard. He averaged like 17 on 39% shooting.
That's a rookie. Someone can do that.
Right, it'd be happening.
Man, 39%. You're not. Come on, man.
You gotta remember, this is years ago. This is what 2017.
Years ago.
Yeah, this.
It's been
I don't
almost
even,
7
I don't
years.
even remember how inefficient point guards were until recently. Until it's really Steph. blew up.
39 is so insane, though.
We say just
do 40% all the
question.
time.
But from the
What
floor,
question?
yeah.
Are you saying
You're
bad
lying.
situation?
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
DeMar DeRozan shooting 4% every year.
I have a
He
question.
shot what?
He was shooting 40% every year.
Who?
DeMar DeRozan.
I think you said point guards.
Go ahead,
I'm just-
Caleb.
My bad. Go ahead.
My question is this: when you said drafted the wrong situation, like they were just bad, or like
Or they were just
Like-
and they could have been better.
Or maybe it was the wrong coach there, but I feel like what we're seeing in y'all two examples were not. I don't think we know this well, right? But
He's in there.
in those two examples you presented.
Oh,
Man, put the phone away. I keep telling you about doing that shit. Put that fucking phone away.
he said DeMar ain't do that shit ever in his life, man.
He ain't never shoot 40%.
40?
Yeah.
No, his lowest was
40.
41. That was in one season.
41. That's not. Yeah.
He's a career
You said he
46 from the
was. You
field.
said he was shooting 41 for years though.
You said
Yeah,
he was
40. Like 40.
You said
What was
40.
the season? What was the season?
Man, you serious?
What season was it he shot 41?
Yeah,
When he
you're
shot
sick.
41,
You're so sick.
2015.
So 2014 and 2015 he shot 41.
Yeah, 2014,
God,
2015.
that's 2 years.
Oh, that's 1 year.
Got his ass. But
Actually, that's less than a year.
it is.
Oh, she's sick, man.
But nah, kid, I feel like in the situation you presented where they were drafted and then the next year they drafted someone to essentially not replace them, but take away from who they were. But
Luka was taken away from who Dennis Smith Jr. was. I feel like if Dennis Smith was really like that, he would have been a good fit next to Luka. You're literally saying Luka and
If
Kyrie
he- if he had
a
been-
lot
would
of
have to be the
success
league
together.
guard.
but neither one
He
of
would
them.
have
Dennis
to be the
Smith
league
Jr.
guard.
was a actual plus scorer. He could have fit very well next to Luka, but he needed the ball that much in order to get to the point output that he was
Fair.
getting.
That's
So
fair.
if he,
We've seen him play with Jalen Brunson. Like, we've seen him play with other guards, and
Yeah.
other guards perform well.
I know, but JB don't think about
If
that.
the-
sometimes.
I'm
Wait.
not saying his
What?
game would have been so much better, but if he was in say New
Turned it
York,
on you again.
if he was in say New York, where he wouldn't have had to.
He was.
Who?
No, I'm saying when he first
Drafted
got drafted.
to.
Like if he got drafted to New York instead of getting traded.
Who?
Dennis
DSJ.
Smith Jr.
Drafted to the Knicks?
Instead
Yes.
of
He would have done what?
No, I'm
Placing-
asking. No, I'm asking.
Placing a
I'm
player
asking
in
if he
Madison
was
Square
with-
Garden and thinking they're going to get better is
That's
a little
not-
No.
insane.
I'm just saying he would have had less competition for touches.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's all I'm asking. So, do you think that he might have gotten a little bit better? I'm not saying he would have been the
Maybe
the,
he
the
would have.
superstar.
Maybe he
but-
would have averaged the same amount, but I feel
Better
like that
efficiency.
maybe the narrative around him may have been a little different.
It would have got worse.
Maybe they would. Yeah, maybe they would have said, "Oh, 18." You know how Brandon be talking about Donovan Mitchell. It'd be even worse
Man,
because
Man, he
Dennis
wouldn't be
Smith
Brandon,
averaging
man.
20
He
on
playing,
40%.
he playing for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Man, Stephen A. Smith is calling that
I got
man
a
ass.
player,
Point guard Julius Randle.
Patrick Williams.
No, he's just not good.
How so?
I'm
I don't think
sorry.
he's that
He's-
bad.
Man,
I
you
think,
need
but I
Brandon for
think
these types of discussions.
I'm saying a draft
yeah.
at the fourth.
Jonathan Isaac, bring that one up too.
That's,
We'll do that.
that's different though. He has-
But I think
Mhm.
Patrick Williams get drafted at the fourth pick. It's like based
Pressure?
on what he did in school. It's like
That's true because he only averaged like 6 points in school,
yeah.
and he's doing the same thing now.
He's gotten worse though.
He's averaging 7.
Mm.
Come
What
on.
about
I was
Isaiah
gonna
Okoro?
say- I was gonna say is a Okoro.
What about
in
Isaiah
that
Okoro?
tier that
That's
you-
a-
No, these are, but in those situations, those are good fits.
No,
For who they were.
Isaac Okoro was in a great fit. Patrick Williams wasn't a great fit. He's a prototypical 6'8" power forward who can defend a lot of positions, and he just has not figured it out.
Right.
Isaac Okoro, all they need him to do is hit a corner three, and he
That's
can't.
enough.
He can't do that
Yeah,
to
he
save
can't
his
do it.
life.
He's a pretty decent, great defender, but
Decent, good, great.
hey, it ranges sometimes. You know, if you're playing Jason Tatum, he's decent, but if you're playing
Kuzma?
Kuzma, he's great. So it's like
That's funny.
it's hard to judge it because he's literally exactly what they need for the roster that they have, especially at this moment in time. If he could simply hit a corner three on 40% efficiency, and he did it at the end of last season, but
I got another
just
one
not
too.
consistent in
Let me
doing
hear.
it.
Okay.
RJ Hampton.
RJ Hampton
No,
too.
he's
He's behind guards. He's behind Cole Anthony, Markel.
Well, he got drafted by the Nuggets, didn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I think he was on the Nuggets at first.
He was in Denver
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
He
He's
got
Magic
drafted
at
by
first.
Denver,
He got
then
traded to
came
Magic
Just
for Aaron
Ah,
Gordon.
my
I think he
bad.
just was ass. Mid.
Yeah, I think we got to stop making excuses for bad basketball.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know, JP.
I think-
I think we had.
I don't
think
think
LaMelo
LaMelo
Ball
bad
for
fit.
that.
I think
don't
LaMelo
know.
Ball got drafted to a bad situation.
To LaMelo.
Yeah.
And like I
Yeah,
said,
because if he goes to Golden State, it's,
good players rise above.
And he's clearly.
I want to
really
say
a player, but
no to that
Yeah.
because the only downfall right now is injuries. When he's healthy for his guy to the
That's
league,
a good point.
he almost made the playoffs his first year.
Exactly. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that
I don't think
he's
it's a bad
been
situation.
though.
Yeah.
No, the Hornets is an awful
Yeah,
situation.
Now
you're
it
saying
is.
Hornets
The
Oh, it was
organization.
then.
The
It was
organization
when
When he
has
was
been awful.
drafted, yeah.
Wait,
They had Terry Rozier. At
When
the
were
time.
the Hornets ever a good situation for anybody?
Who? They
I mean,
had
right.
another point guard.
But
I
have
won't
they
say it's
done-
a good situation, but I won't say it was
Kemba
bad
still-
though.
No.
Has
No,
Tim-
Kemba
no,
wasn't
no.
still there.
Has
Who was the point
has
guard?
LaMelo being drafted by the Hornets stunned his growth?
Who?
Has
Yeah.
LaMelo being drafted by the Hornets stunned his growth?
No.
Outside of injuries,
No,
'cause he's still hooping.
no.
He's still
Well,
an
no, it
all-star
has
player.
Stunted his growth?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
stun it. No,
Yeah.
no.
How so?
I think
How?
he got drafted by like a better team with, I don't know. Of course, if you're a top 3 pick, your team you drafted by is always going to be bad.
I think there
but,
could have
like,
been worse situations, but
Yeah,
this is still bad.
that Hornet situation. It's just very unserious people on that team, players and coaches.
So I
and
think what he said.
former owner who sold the team.
Right. What if he was drafted by the Timberwolves instead of Anthony Edwards?
I think that works.
That works.
Even when D'Lo was there. Because D'Lo was there at that time.
D'Lo has played the 2.
But I'm about to say D'Lo can play off the ball.
You're right. You think LaMelo's career is better than what it is now if he was with the Timberwolves instead of Anthony Edwards?
I don't think
I think he
so.
has the same
just-
numbers. I think he has the same
I think
numbers, but he might be a little bit better.
I don't know. When you got
I think
this
this
is
is to be honest with you,
Gobert's
I
not
think it's-
I
Gobert's not on
think
this team.
The Hornets
Rudy's not on this
drafted
team, right?
LaMelo.
No, Rudy's
into-
not on the team.
Yeah.
The Hornets drafted LaMelo when they had Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham was the other
Devontae
point
Graham,
guard.
right.
Devontae Graham. That's
I-
what
That
it
was a bad situation, but he rose above it, like you said.
Yeah.
but
They traded Devontae.
So no, I think we
That-
can
that
agree.
offseason, though, right?
We
After
can
that
agree
season,
that
after that
the
season
Hornets,
they did.
the Hornets itself is a bad situation. He was
Hornets to the Kings,
he was
right?
drafted into a team with 2 point guards who were coming off like 18 point per game seasons, I think.
Mhm.
Where Devontae Graham was getting
was-
ready to
yeah.
average 18. Yeah,
The nastiest
Okay,
18.
okay.
yeah, he was,
Boy, his-
come on, man.
39%.
Yeah, you hate.
And that's why he's no longer on the team.
Fred VanVleet, 39%.
Don't get me started on Fred VanVleet, man. I don't know why, man.
Fred VanVleet, man.
Man.
I don't know. I don't really have a great answer for that one.
Yeah, I'm about to
'cause
say,
that
I
was a
think
good
we have to
question.
do like a real, like we have to really like evaluate the draft class.
I could.
Deep dive,
Let's-
man. Nah, I'll do it myself. You can join the episode. Though.
Deep dives with
okay,
Demarco.
okay.
Cam Resch. I can't even say what your face.
Arguably, he was drafted the same time as
Because he
DeAndre
got
Hunter.
traded to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
DeAndre-
on the
him and
Hawks,
DeAndre
no,
was-
that was a
Yeah,
good
'cause
situation.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, that
DeAndre
wasn't a good
works.
fit.
And
That actually
Kevin
might be
Huerter.
a good one.
That's a good one.
But at the same time, considering where his draft status was, he wasn't really going to get drafted to a situation where the ball would be in his hands a lot, which is kind of what he wanted at the time.
Mhm.
He didn't really want to buy into a role, which we're finally seeing him do now. He never really wanted to buy into a role. He was a mid to late lottery pick. Those type of players are normally drafted to fulfill roles on certain teams. And the team that he was drafted to, of course, they already had DeAndre Hunter, who they drafted that same year.
Same draft.
Yeah, so it's like he was drafted into a situation where he would have had to buy into a role, but at the same time, the same teams around the area where he would have been drafted were probably going to have to ask him to do the
I have
same
a
thing.
question for you, CT and Brian and JB.
Damn, everybody said me?
Fuck you, huh?
Yeah? Fuck me, nigga.
Y'all remember RJ Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd y'all feel when y'all drafted him
Damn,
during that
why you
time?
say- I know who RJ
So-
is.
But you're not
Celtics
Celtics fan.
So we talked.
Yeah.
So we talked.
But you're not
I laugh at
Celtics fan,
Celtics
though.
failures too.
But you're not
You're
Celtics
insane.
fan though.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
Lakers fan.
at the time,
I keep track of everybody.
at the time, I remember. Well, we talked about this in the group chat a little bit today,
Remember how I felt
but
about
like
it.
I remember, kind of like Trudeau said. I think I just at that time I thought he was going to be like a guy that was going to be a nice role player, that was going to be a shooter, that was going to help us space the floor, kind of like what like Sam Hauser is doing for us now. I didn't think he was going to do much past that. Like I didn't think he was going to be like this. I didn't think about him the way I thought about say like James Young, where I thought he'd be like a starter that was going to be.
You thought James Jones was what?
I thought James Young was gonna end up becoming a good start, like a
Damn.
starting level player. I didn't think he was gonna be a star,
Oh,
obviously.
just star. Okay.
But I thought he was gonna be like a good starting level player that was gonna be a key
Hey,
cog.
Kentucky guards. I can't blame
Don't
him.
get me started on James Young. You know how I feel about James Young.
Yeah, the lefty
Oh,
man.
I knew he was gonna do that shit.
My fault.
Whatever. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, it's okay. I'm
You know
done.
how I feel
Okay.
about James Young.
Man,
My fault.
I started watching basketball around that time. I think watching that Kentucky. That wasn't the year they went undefeated. That's
Was that
No, that was the
2014?
year before. So
they
that
made
was
it to the championship.
yeah.
right?
So they
That's
made it to the
2014,
championship,
right?
and James Young had that crazy dunk.
Yeah,
That was like the big
that's-
thing that had everybody.
That's when I really started watching basketball, and I wanted to get my hair just like James Young.
I was
alright.
hoping the
Yeah, let's
Celtics took
change it.
He
Julius
was a
Randle that
lefty,
year. I'm not
bruh.
Yeah, let's change the topic.
Slasher,
Man,
going to the Celtics.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did hope that Julius Randle got drafted, but Marcus Smart getting
Yeah.
picked over him was.
It may be time though.
And I
was
started
worth it.
playing. I started wearing 17 after that. I was really like,
17 for what?
did he not wear 17?
He wore number one.
Damn, wrong nigga.
Was you putting on 17?
I mean, he got picked number 17.
No. Did he?
He did.
I thought he was
Because that was what
Hey.
the Nets picked.
Subliminal cook.
Why did you say? I wanted to see where he was gonna go with that.
Oh yeah, I almost gave up. Thank God.
Oh, 17. I guess I don't know.
I'm
Fuck
about
it.
to
I was about to say he wore 13 with the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the fuck wants
Yeah,
17?
he was a 17.
No, he
pick.
didn't wear. About to say, he didn't wear.
But I was holding
Ew.
out hope for him though. He had 4 points his first year. I was holding out hope for the longest. Please, man, get it together. We need this.
3.4.
God damn. Then they drafted Marcus Smart before him, right?
Yeah, they drafted Marcus Smart because I did want Julius Randle at the time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I mean, that was partially because he
the
was
right pick.
about to say it was partially because of Kentucky, but I was like, I wanted him. So when they took Marcus Smart, I was a little disappointed. But obviously, as time went on, I came to love Marcus Smart as a Celtics fan.
Marcus Smart stunned James Young growth.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You don't need to think so.
About that time to
You
end
don't
the
need to think
episode.
so.
JB saying anything.
No,
you don't know.
It's Marcus Smart taking the ball out of James.
I guess we'll never know.
That was when that's when they thought Marcus Smart was still a point guard.
That's true. You said what?
Rondo was on the team
Rondo
for
was
like
there.
8 games.
That's not true. He played to the half the season.
That's not true. 8 games is crazy.
Because all I remember is he got traded to
half
Dallas
the
for
season.
Jay
It was half
Crowder.
the
That's all I
season. It was at the
remember.
deadline, nigga.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my god.
He got traded. All I know is he got traded. He got traded for Jay
22
Crowder.
games played.
That don't mean 22 games played. Don't mean it wasn't half the season though.
I'm gonna say how many games did he miss though?
Not that many. He
You
played
can
68
go to
the entire
transactions.
season.
What's
But
the
search
date
up the
of-
trade
now
date.
he
Search up
learned
the
how to
trade
do
date.
it.
You gotta go to transactions, my nigga.
He's saying like he be doing.
You gotta go to
transactions.
transactions. Put the date down. What are you talking about?
Oh
You didn't
my
know
goodness.
that?
Man,
Lock in.
I was gotta tell this nigga.
He said you ain't know that. He got traded December.
Okay, so it
That's
wasn't.
damn
So
near-
it
that's
wasn't
pretty
a
much
good
half
It was a
season.
lockout.
That's
It was a
definitely closer
lockout.
to what I said. No, it was
It
not.
was that.
Exactly.
No,
Dude,
it's closer to who?
What I said. You said half the season. I said 8
that
games.
is half the season, bro.
22 games.
It's an NCAA tournament December.
What I got track transactions for that too.
Are you talking about 22 games or 8 games? I'm trying to which one you're talking about.
22. That's about.
He played 22. I said 8.
You
You
think
said
that
half.
you think December is closer to 8 games than the trade deadline?
Yes.
Wrong.
It is.
Alright. Y'all ready to move on
is,
to,
though. Trade deadline is normally around 50 games.
Show me the mathematics. Show me the mathematics.
Right, because it's usually right after the All-Star break. So
Or was it before?
Right before. It's right before.
Man.
the deadline isn't.
It's like a couple weeks before.
The trade deadline
I
is
swear the
not
deadline
before
is
the
after the
All-Star.
All-Star.
It actually, I think it changes.
It just changed.
Oh, you're right.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember All-Star Weekend, DeMarco
Boogie.
Cousins
You
got
got that
traded.
from Boogie. We got traded during the weekend. I remember
I
that.
thought he was gonna talk about Kyrie requesting a trade.
JG said they about to get scared.
I'm about to say people forgot Kyrie requested a trade after being named the All-Star for the Nets.
Man,
Crazy.
Tragic.
Funny
Yep.
guy.
Y'all ready to move on to the NC tournament?
yeah, we can do the
thought we did
predictions
that.
now.
But we doing predictions?
Yeah,
Oh,
just for the
oh,
game,
I'm about
just
to
for the
say,
game.
Oh, okay.
Are we Inception?
I was about to say, ain't that what we talking about?
Back to the future type shit?
All right, we're gonna start off. We're gonna start with the first game that's being played, which is December 4th next week.
Woo!
Monday night.
The number 2 seed Indiana Pacers going
Mm.
against the number 3 seed Boston Celtics.
I
got
am
us.
scared for this game. I am not gonna lie to
Nice.
you. I am scared for this game.
Nice.
Yeah, Celtics got to win
I
this
feel-
'cause, like
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I want them to lose.
I hope we win, but I'm taking the Pacers because I feel like this is
Brian.
because it's sudden death. It's Tyrese Halliburton has been playing well this year. We know how the Celtics are when it comes to things like this, and it's one game, so I'm
Brian
going
always
to
say
take
that.
the Pacers for this.
they got Jason Tatum. He might wear the band for this game, so I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
This
Put
for
that
you.
fucking band on.
Huh?
See the tournament.
We're definitely losing.
This should mean something to me.
It does.
On
Like,
that, on that,
500K.
on
did
that
Kobe
green
ever win
court.
that?
That's crazy.
Oh
Kobe
yeah, we
never-
should be able to finish these predictions.
I'm going Celtics.
Yeah, we should.
I'm rocking with the Celtics.
Let me get Celtics.
Well, I'm taking Pacers. Caleb, you the tiebreaker.
Point differential.
Indiana home too. I'm gonna go Celtics. I go
Yeah.
Celtics.
Celtics on the road.
Yeah.
Indiana,
said
Indiana,
Indiana
home
home.
too. I'm
Let
gonna
me
go.
go.
Celtics.
Funny as shit. Dude.
All right,
Oh
next,
wait, it's gonna get real.
all right, next game that same night at 10 o'clock. You have
Tonight.
No, the
The-
same night.
Oh.
Same night, at night. You
I
have
say I got to get home and not watch that. Go
the
ahead.
number 3
Get home and not watch that.
the number 3 seed New Orleans Pelicans going to Sacramento.
Oh, I'm taking Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento.
Is somebody still hurt in Sacramento? Or they all came back? Are they back healthy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everybody's there.
healthy.
Everybody's there.
Keegan Murray didn't play.
Oh
Last
yeah,
night.
Keegan didn't play. Yeah.
That's
Mm,
it. That's it though.
Missing piece right there. I don't know. That might change my pick. Zion been starting to look like Zion lately.
Keegan ain't stopping that anyway.
About to say they was hooping though. They
I'm
was hooping
taking the
last night.
Pelicans.
Are you serious?
What are you, Charles Barkley?
I forgot that Keegan Murray wasn't playing.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I mean, if he was
That's the
Pelicans,
Mingles
cool.
guarantee.
Give me the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
All right, two Pelicans, two Kings, tiebreaker again.
I'm gonna go Kings. Kings at home.
Yeah.
They gonna be teed.
I
All
can't
right.
wait to send y'all the score when the Pelicans win.
Next game.
They're gonna blow the doors
You
off.
about to
Yeah.
be, you gonna be sleep.
Definitely, yeah. I'm gonna be knocked out. Chill, they don't got a dog.
My bad.
funny as
Cut that,
shit.
But
Caleb.
the
Mute
illusion that
that.
I be watching all the
funny.
games.
All right, next game you got number 4 seed New York Knicks going to Milwaukee.
Number
Milwaukee.
one. I don't know. I don't know. Dame don't play defense.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Dame might have the fakest like watching the league. Let's watch fakest shit.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the Bucks.
Straight-
That's all I need to hear.
Straight free throw merchant. Give me
Let's
the-
go, Dame. I'm sending
Give
this
me
to
the
Dame.
Knicks, man.
Let's go, Dame.
Dame.
I got the Bucks.
Bucks,
Damian Lillard.
Knicks.
Is anybody hurt right now in the Bucks?
Don't
I don't
matter.
think so.
Chris
No.
Middleton
Chris
healthy. I
Middleton?
seen him
I'm
out
about to say
there.
Chris Middleton had a couple of
I seen
clutch,
that big
clutch
head
baskets.
popping
I'm not gonna lie
up
to
right
you.
over there.
I'm gonna go ahead and ride with the Bucks.
Yes, sir. No
Think-
tiebreaker needed.
He
He
said
said the
He said
Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
You
literally
said Bucks?
taking it.
This is for
You said Bucks.
this
Yeah,
is
I
for
said
this is
Um,
Julius Randle legacy game. Like what are you talking about?
I'm gonna go against it. I'm gonna say
6
That
for
nigga's
30.
laughing.
He
The
about to,
Knicks-
he's shooting.
the
He's
Knicks
shooting
kinda-
tour
He's
dates.
on the
He's
line.
shooting tour dates.
The Knicks kind of need this though.
I'm gonna vote.
Actually, Dame might actually need this.
Although
We
All he
said
got
it
is
on
that-
last
that-
episode.
Is this the
This
need this
tournament's
off?
for Dame.
Oh, this the Dame Lillard tournament.
This
I
is
thought
Dame
this was. I kind of think this is LeBron tournament because they're gonna name the trophy.
Yeah, the way
after-
LeBron
they're gonna
talking.
name the trophy after him next season if he wins.
The LeBron
That's a good one.
James in season
The LeBron
tournament
James-
MVP.
God.
I mean, the way
Actually,
he
that's
the way he talked about that 500K, they
Hey.
might do it.
I
That's
regret
not
that
good
now.
for his legacy,
No.
but don't be mad when it happens.
Name it the Curry jump. That makes more sense.
No,
Why would you do Curry? And
Why?
he's not even
in it.
What you mean, gang?
He's
Curry's not in the 8.
What makes more sense about that?
Oh, because Curry only. Well,
No,
according
yep,
to
never mind.
According to the pundits and
Oh.
that's Curry haters,
Mhm.
he don't play the same in the playoffs. They say Curry plays well in regular season.
Only Stephen Curry?
That's they.
Did they not see the 22 finals?
Finals MVP?
I
Stephen
don't
Curry?
agree with
Oh.
that. But
Okay.
it's a
So
It's
why
a-
does it make sense if you don't agree?
because the what's the word?
I guess because you're saying the
The
in-season
public-
tournaments were regular
the
season.
public, they see Curry as a regular season performer.
Well, let's ignore.
Oh, we
that.
want a real regular season.
Okay, we
performance,
can do
man.
that. We can ignore the public.
Yeah.
Our fan
Julius
base.
Randle on the next.
Ours?
Our fan base. Oh, I forgot. You're the face of the franchise.
Face
Your
of the
fan base.
The
franchise.
franchise.
She
come
didn't
on,
even
man.
say that, dog. Face of the
Franchise is, franchise is insane.
It get worse.
All right. If y'all don't know this, like,
That's in the epilogue. We can do that. Then. Epilogue. You know what I mean?
You gotta know epilogue.
I know what an epilogue is, man.
okay.
I'm about to say because he was about to. I think you
Did we
picked the
do-
Bucks, right?
I was gonna.
Or you
I
taking the
was
Knicks?
gonna pick the Bucks, but they move on anyway. I'm going Knicks. I think Jalen Brunson can have a legacy game right here.
Okay.
So you think he gonna have a legacy game, but you was gonna pick the Bucks anyway? All right. I like the logic y'all be using sometimes.
Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson.
But I would did that for a specific reason.
I'm doing that because y'all chose the Bucks. That's why
Okay.
I was going with the
I
Bucks
appreciate
anyway.
it.
But Bucks move on anyway. So next game that night, the Phoenix Suns going to the
Woo!
Lakers.
Oh yes,
Lakers.
I got the Lakers.
Bron
This is
40
LeBron
ball.
James tournament.
Bron 40 ball, bro. Calling it
LeBron
now.
James Invitational.
Bron 40 ball with a little U3 to end it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Jared Vanderbilt 10 and 10. Is he coming back yet?
I don't know if he's back.
Jared Van
You
Vanderbilt
got
not played.
to stop
He
talking
has
about
played
players.
no games.
You
this
gotta stop
He
talking
didn't
about
come back
players
yet?
that don't play. You gotta stop.
This
doing
might
that.
be as
When
bad as
last time
Devin
did that?
Witherspoon.
You do it at least one episode.
CT, this might be as bad as Devin
I thought he was coming
Witherspoon.
back.
I don't know.
You thought they was holding him out to the in-season tournament?
And here comes Jared Vanderbilt.
Lock it up, Katie.
That's
Number
funny.
2 out of Kentucky, Jared. No,
Yeah.
No.
That's not
That'd be
happening.
funny.
crowd gonna be so confused.
What the fuck?
Yay!
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, the
I'm
Suns-
going Lakers.
Suns gonna beat the shit out of these niggas, man. I'm going to Suns.
Not in the
man.
LeBron
JG
James
just likes being
Invitational.
wrong.
Hold on. Is Bill recovered from spinal surgery? Well,
I don't think.
Spike.
Wow.
You think it's the D-Book legacy game? Then that's what it is.
No, you just have Kevin Durant.
They be on Twitter calling D Book the best player in the league.
oh my God.
That's
What-
Sure, Brandon would appreciate
What
it.
league?
On Latino Twitter?
The league? NBA league?
My bad.
We're muting that. We're muting that.
We say Chuck.
We
We say Chuck.
Yeah, in the episode, man. I cannot.
Say,
believe
say it again.
Oh wait, we gotta do. So, what was the consensus for that one?
Wait, I didn't get the answers. I heard one Lakers.
I said Lakers.
Yeah,
Two
I said
Lakers.
Lakers.
Oh, Lakers win
He said
again.
Suns.
And then, yeah, he said Suns.
Yes, Suns.
Go
All right.
Lakers. Let's go.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, edit that out.
Clip that. I need that. Clip that.
I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna go for.
Just say go Brown.
I'm gonna go with Suns. I think Suns are gonna win it personally.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be the time where Bradley Beal comes back. All three of them playing together for no reason.
Who coming back?
Bradley.
They're
You think
bringing Bill
Bradley
out.
coming
Like,
back for the
beginning of
season
Jared
tournament?
Vanderbilt
That
treatment?
500K?
Here comes Bradley Beal. With a chair.
What a chair.
All right, so
I blinked my eyes and the Wizards down 20. I'm sorry.
That happened pretty quick.
all right. I swear
Jordan
they're
Poole
just
got
down by
hurt and it all
6.
went downhill.
Oh,
All right, so
damn.
we're gonna go to the next game. We have,
Damn,
I believe, Celtics moved on, right? Or was it Indiana? Celtics.
Yeah, I think consensus was Celtics.
Celtics
And
against
then-
Bucks.
Oh, now we're predicting.
Oh yeah,
That
Bucks.
ain't even-
I'm taking the Bucks.
Oh, I like this. Bucks versus Lakers for me.
In the
That's a
championship.
nice thought.
Niggas skip straight to the championship.
Right, I was
game.
like,
Oh, I
huh?
already told y'all who I got coming out the West.
We
man.
said he got the Pelicans.
Go
so yeah.
Bron.
There you go.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm
'Cause
going Celtics.
even though their defense has
Yes.
been pretty shoddy, I think this is a game where it's gonna come down to
I
what.
just think Drew Holiday might beat Dame.
I'm about to say this is a Drew Holiday legacy game for real.
I'm gonna take the Celtics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Celtics.
I convinced them. Celtics. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I'm
See what you've done.
I'm thinking about it now.
Man.
Just because.
Drew legacy.
What would your pick have been?
What's that about Drew? Like,
I was going with Celtics.
Oh, okay.
okay. No, I was just thinking. I'm thinking now because I'm like, no, this isn't. So I'm thinking
He
the Celtics.
can't lose.
I'm thinking the Celtics because Giannis is gonna get his obviously, and Dame's gonna do what he does. But I don't know. It's just the way they played earlier this season. I feel like defensively, especially if Kristaps Porzingis doesn't play, you're gonna get a whole lot of Al Horford minutes, and apparently Al Horford knows how to slow down Giannis to a degree. So
Yeah.
that might be the difference in the game.
That shit funny.
I know that sounds crazy.
That shit
but that's
funny
why I'm
every
saying
time
the
y'all
Celtics.
say that, man.
So-
It
so-
worked.
True, though.
It worked.
So-
though.
I'm about to say
True.
we've literally seen that this
Oh,
season.
he-
Like
I
it's
don't know
not,
what
it's
he
not
do.
even a joke. I'm
That
not even playing.
That shit.
He's not playing. He's standing on that.
That
He's standing on
shit-
that.
that
Don't
shit
don't
funny.
even try to argue him down about that one.
That's what.
Alright.
Yeah, don't try to argue him down.
No,
We're
that
gonna have another moment.
that shit
Go ahead.
funny as fuck,
We're
man.
gonna have a podcast moment. You try to argue Brian down about Al Horford now. Remember, this is the same Brian that said the Celtics should tank a couple years ago. This is the same mentality.
We gotta let that go. We gotta let that
We
go.
gotta.
So-
I don't know. 'cause
I
they
don't
got
know.
the
They made the
finals.
NBA Finals, man.
That's
I
almost
don't
two
know.
presidents ago. I don't know. We gotta let that go.
That's almost his worst work. I don't know. Biden was president during that. What are you talking
No,
about?
he wasn't. For real.
He was 2022. That was Joe Biden.
That was 22.
I didn't
Hold
know
up.
you
When
when
do you think Joe Biden got elected?
I didn't know you when Trump
What
was in
year is
office.
this?
Oh goodness.
What you didn't know me?
What year he got
I
elected?
knew you.
Do you know what year we voted for Biden?
Who?
What year did we vote for Biden?
Come on.
Motherfucker, 2019.
Skip.
He voted for him in 2019, and he was in the office in 2020.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
It's 1 year off.
So it's Lakers and Kings, right?
wait. So we
Well, I said, do you know we vote next year?
Y'all know that.
I did it.
So,
All right, he did it.
all right, y'all wait.
You know what the
So
numbers are for next year.
CT.
2024.
So we got Celtics moving on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Celtics. All right.
Okay, sure.
So
Oh, didn't he hurt?
Luka.
Not Luka.
all right. So Lakers and Kings. Lakers
Yes.
gonna be at home. Y'all got.
Lakers at home.
Lakers.
Lakers.
Those are two teams. Give
No,
me
I
the
forgot I'm bugging.
Lakers.
It's Vegas. My bad. It's Vegas.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
don't. I don't
Lakers.
see anybody that can stop LeBron. So
Why
Lakers.
nobody from the Wizards came to check on him yet?
You know why.
I'm about to say, it's all Magic players around that dude.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna talk about down the pod. I'm gonna save it for later though.
Man. Okay.
I'm
After
going
the
Kings.
epilogue.
I'm going Kings.
He broke his wrist. So no.
One Lakers, one Kings.
I'm going Lakers.
Oh,
Lakers.
So we unanimous there.
all right.
Right,
Lakers
so
it
we got
is.
Lakers
So you have
versus-
Lakers against the Celtics.
Bro, this is y'all so lazy, man. Lakers
On
versus
the
Celtics. Come on.
December 9th.
It was gonna be
Turn
Celtics
my phone
regardless.
real
He was gonna pick the Bucks.
Lakers
so.
versus Celtics.
December 9th.
Turn my
Lakers
phone real quick.
Celtics in Vegas.
Lakers,
Stop
Celtics,
saying
in
in Vegas. That shit don't mean nothing, man.
It does. It does for Braun. It does for Braun. He's talked about trying to be an owner in Vegas, and I feel like the best way to start with that is to win the first inaugural in-season tournament.
So you got Lakers.
What?
At $500K.
What a leap. What a
Los
leap.
Angeles Lakers.
I got the Lakers. It's the Bron Invitational. If they lose this tournament, I'd be amazed.
This for the
Same here.
championship.
Celtics.
Yeah,
Tatum's
for the championship.
going to
Celtics,
win
Lakers.
his first Celtics championship
Is he wearing the
in
Kobe
December.
band? Is he
Oh
wearing
my
the Kobe
God.
band?
Versus Lakers, that's crazy.
Is he wearing the Kobe band?
No,
He
that's
is.
crazy.
He is.
He's not stupid.
I hope you don't do that.
Not versus Lakers.
It'd
That'd
be
be
so funny.
shameful. He has some type of pride. But yeah, Tatum, give me the Celtics, man.
It's on you, JB.
I said the Kings were going to win, but whatever. I'll go Lakers winning the championship if they playing the Celtics.
Okay, so
So what's that verdict?
Lakers.
All right, so the Los Angeles Lakers are your 2023 in-season tournament NBA champions. It'll now be coined the LeBron James in-season tournament next year. And that is the predictions of the What's the Play podcast. This has been another edition of the What's the Play podcast. Of course, I'm Christian here with JB, Brian, SportsFan / Jalen / whatever, and Caleb behind the camera. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next play.